What's happening, fight fans? Welcome back to the MMA Mindset. Told you there was loads of content coming. Got another interview here, another one going into Rise and Conquer. One that I was really excited about actually seeing when it was announced. I'm here with one half of one of my favorite fights on the card. I've got Jaffer Mukisa. Thank you very much for joining me, mate.
Thank you for having me, mate. Thank you for having me here.
Not a problem. Obviously, seven weeks out now from Rise and Conquer. Normally when people's camp starts to start, have you kind of started your camp now, or do you never really leave camp and you're always training pretty much full time?
Yeah, so I'm training now, so I'm kind of like I don't know, like I'm trying to not like I try and not slack off a little bit. Like after a fight, like I'll take like maybe 2 weeks to like chill a little bit, but after that I'll try because it's like the less you do it, the worse you get at it. So so it helps if you're always in the gym. So I try and stay in the gym most of the time. But yeah, but I'm not saying I'm there all the time. I'm still working on being in the gym even more. So I'm a work in progress as well in that state. But I always try and stay in the gym. So like right now, like I'm training like at least 6 times a week, but I don't start rounds until Saturday actually.
Right, yeah. So obviously that's when you'll be going into what they call a classic camp with all your rounds and your sparring rounds and stuff. Are you spending most of your time at Phoenix for this camp, or are you moving around a little bit?
So wait, did you say Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Phoenix like I don't fight out of Phoenix because it's like because Phoenix is the gym like is where my mentor is from. So he introduced me to martial arts, but he doesn't do fighters anymore. He does it more for like normal people for like a hobby and like you
Yeah.
know stay in shape. But I fight out of Newcastle Fight Center.
Yeah.
You know Pete Irvin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I still go Phoenix, but I'm there like because the coaches know me for a long time. I've got the keys, so I can go there in the morning, get a workout session on, and sometimes when he has striking classes, I'll be there. But I'm mostly now at Newcastle Fight Center.
Yeah, and then obviously they're the ones that are going to be helping you basically prepare your game plan for this
Yeah,
fight against a really tough opponent in Fraser
yeah.
Paterson, super tough guy.
Mm,
How much do you kind of
mm.
know about Fraser? Because I've seen quite a lot of his fights.
I've seen some of his fights. Like he's gonna be a good he's gonna be a good challenge. Like I've got my bearings of him. I think I've seen most of his fights. I'm like I've got bearings of what is like because he's really good, well rounded. Like he's okay with the standard, but his strength is really grappling. So it'll be good to test myself in that way. So I've got a glimpse of, but obviously I won't know until I'm in there properly, until like I feel him when he throws a punch or when he tries to go for that or something like that. But yeah, I've got my bearings, and I feel like the more I go into camp, the more familiar I'll get with the way it goes on. Because the more we get into camp, the more we start to actually sit down and talk, strategize, game plan, and how I'm actually gonna go about for the fight. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be probably the highest level opponent that you've faced. You and Fraser have both got fantastic records, and it seems like a really good fight and a really good time for you to both to come together and obviously have this fight. Are you excited about showcasing your skills against such a high level opponent and kind of showing what you can really do against a fighter that people have got a lot of eyes on?
No, I'm excited. Yeah, yeah. Because if I beat him, it says a lot about me. So like, and if he beats me, it says a lot about him. So I mean, I hope I hope he feels that way. But I don't know. From my perspective, I feel like if I beat him, it's like it says that I'm at that level. I'm at that level. I know I'm at that level, but I haven't had a test like him for a while. So like, cause I don't want to say they're like the same level, but for my third fight, I fought Ash Davis. He was
Yeah.
like 1 or something like that. I don't know if they're better. I'm not sure, but I feel like I don't know, like because Ash hasn't fought in a long time as well, but the level was kind of there. But so in that sense, I feel like he may be the highest level that I've fought. So it'd be good to test myself and see how I get on with against him. Yeah.
Yeah, and how much do you think you've improved since that Ash Davies fight? Because like I said, it was a little bit of time ago now.
Yeah, I've improved quite a bit actually. Yeah, so because I since because before that, like I obviously I didn't know fish. Like I was more of a stand-up guy. I was always like, okay, someone strikes, just focusing on my striking. If someone tries to take me down, I'll just pro. And then, but I wasn't that familiar with wrestling and jiu-jitsu. But after that fight, Fisher, like obviously we were talking about Fisher before. He like invited me to his gym and he said, "Oh, you can come in to the wrestling classes and try and get some reps in." So I've I've improved since I've improved quite a bit since then. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think you can kind of see more well-rounded skills coming into it. Is there
Mm.
anything in specific that you're kind of putting into preparation for this fight against Fraser? Is there anything you're just going to be kind of working a little bit more on submission defense? Because I know he's got quite a good submission game.
Mm. Yeah, submission defense, and then takedown defense, and then also like working on the cage. So like working on the cage, like because he even if I've noticed that he doesn't give up on his takedown quite a bit. So he'll go in even if you defend it, he'll go maybe for a single, you try and go around the back. So he's relentless. So I've been working on the fence, defending and trying to get away from the fence, and you know, yes. So does that make sense? Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like so, yeah. So yeah, submission defense obviously is gonna be number one, but then also getting up and then working on the fence as well. Yeah. So I've been working on that mostly. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got really good chain wrestling, and I think that's probably going to be something that he's going to try and work against you. Do you think that he's going to try and kind of wear you down at the side of the cage, and then try and get you to the floor and kind of work on the floor, or do you think he might try and engage in the stand up with you a little bit?
I hope he does. Nah, I hope he does stand up. But like, if I was him, I would try and chain wrestle me to the ground also. So I've I think he's gonna try and because I've noticed like in his fights he will like strike for a bit until because it's like he will strike with you and make you think that he's gonna strike with you, and as soon as you engage, like you overcommit a little bit, and then he goes for the takedown. So I'm gonna so um it's hard to know, but I think he's comfortable enough with the stand up to get away with a bit until he gets to the point where he gets the takedown. But there's no way of knowing, honestly. It's like until until I get in there. But I think like if I was them, I would try and use the chain wrestling and try and get it to the ground right away. Like I'll literally just come in with a jab or kick and then go for it. But I mean, because if he tries to engage me stand up, that like I'd like to think that's where I'm most comfortable. So yeah. So if he does that, I don't think it goes well for him. Yeah.
No, I think it's a really interesting fight and one that I picked up on straight away as soon as it was announced. I was like, this is a good matchup, and we should see a little bit of everything. This will be your third fight now this year. How important is it to you just to keep staying active and keep getting those rounds in and keep getting that experience?
Now it's really important because obviously because I want to I want to try and go pro and see how I get on with because I've got 8 fights now. So one sec. Sorry. Sorry, I had something on the stove.
It's all right.
No, so sorry, what was the question again?
Just obviously staying active. How important is that for you to kind of keep getting these rounds in?
Yeah, it's obviously as an amateur, it's really important because that's when I learn the most and try and get the reps in. So when I finally go pro, like because I plan on going pro next year. So when I finally go pro, like I've made all my mistakes and gone through, even if it's not a mistake, but gone through all the situations and know how to react. And I should be ready by next year. So it's really important to get in as many rounds as I can, as many rounds as I can, as often as I can. Yeah.
Yeah. When are you wanting to go? Like, obviously, you said next year going pro. Are you wanting to get maybe a couple more amateur fights in, or are you wanting to kind of see out the rest of this year and then just kind of focus on going pro all of next year?
So I'm focusing on like seeing out this year. So I'll see out this year. So I'll try and I'll have this fight and then another one in January. It depends how this fight goes, because it depends how this fight goes. Like if it goes it depends how I feel after this fight. Because sometimes, like after, because I may say I feel like this, but then after the fight, I may put on a performance and be like, oh, I feel like I'm ready, or I may not, or I may not do what I thought I was gonna do. I was like, oh, maybe I need a few more fights before I go pro. So, I'll see how I feel after this fight, but the goal is by next year to go pro. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 10 amateur fights is kind of like a good level to kind of feel out like how
Mm.
you're gonna do at the pro level. And like I said, I think your skills will transfer over pretty well. You got a finish in your in your last fight. Are you kind of anticipating getting another finish in October?
Yeah, I'm looking for a finish, like, but I'm not eager for it. I'm what because obviously, like, you've spoken to enough fighters to understand that if you try and force the fit, that's probably spoken to you about this before. If you try and force a finish, it's gonna be a lot harder to get it than when you work for it. So I feel like I can get a finish in this fight. So I'm working on my power and stuff like that to try and make sure I'm ready when the opportunity shows itself.
Yeah, and just before I let you go, I like to kind of ask this question to kind of give people a chance to call their shot. Do you have a prediction for fight night? Do you have a prediction about how you think the fight's going to go, or how or when it's going to end?
Um, um, I'm looking like if it's a finish, it's gonna be in a second. I'm looking for to do it in a second round because in the first round I feel like he'll be pretty aggressive, especially after I land a shot, after he feels like my power, like he will try and get close right away. And then because he will try and chain wrestle in the second round, he will need kind of a breath a little bit. So I think try and second round finish, yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm really excited to see this fight, and I'm going to be there on fight night as well. So I'll be able to chat to you after the fight. Obviously, if everything goes your way. But no, thank you very much for joining me this evening, mate. I really appreciate your time.
No, thank you for having me, mate. Cheers. I'll
Yeah,
see you
not a
on fight night.
problem. Yeah, get your tickets, Rise and Conquer. Obviously, you will get to see this fight, get to see the Nathan Haywood fight, get to see
Yeah.
Dan Bainbridge fight. So many good tickets. So yeah, everyone go get your tickets. And get to see Jefferson fight as well. So yeah, all the best, mate. And I will probably speak to you before fight night, but I will see you on fight night, mate. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, mate. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Appreciate it. Thank you, mate. Bye bye.